Hello and welcome to Firstpost Spotlight, where we bring you the stories that matter to you from across the world, from breaking news to the day's biggest controversies. I'm Kerry Johnston, live from the Firstpost studios. Let's begin with the top headlines. China says the US is trying to hurt Beijing's improving ties with India. Beijing says its border issue with New Delhi is bilateral and objects to a third country's judgment about the matter. Saudi Arabia, the chief supporter of Yemen's internationally recognized government, says that Yemeni separatists should return territory recently seized, adding that it seeks to de-escalate tensions in the country. Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro, currently imprisoned for attempting a coup, is admitted to a hospital in Brasilia. The doctors say he'll undergo planned surgery. In the United States, California declares a state of emergency in Los Angeles amid predictions of more intense rainfall and strong winds due to a huge Christmas storm. And Christmas celebrations are underway across the world. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends a mass in New Delhi, and Pope Leo condemns open wounds of ongoing wars in his Christmas address at Vatican City. We begin with the latest from Bangladesh. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party's acting chairman, Tarique Rahman, has returned home, ending 17 years in exile, while stepping back into a country on edge. Rahman is the son of former Prime Minister Khalida Zia and late President Zia-ur-Rahman, names that continue to loom large in Bangladesh's political landscape. Earlier this morning, Rahman took to social media to announce his return, saying he was finally back in Bangladeshi skies after 6,300 days. He landed at Dhaka airport shortly after. The BNP leader then spoke to Bangladesh's interim leader, Mohammed Yunus, over a call, saying he was thankful for his support that ensured his return to the country. Moments later, Rahman emerged from the airport. And when the heir to Bangladesh's long-time ruling family landed, there was a sea of supporters waiting to welcome him. He then performed a gesture heavy with meaning. He removed his shoes, walked on Bangladeshi soil and picked up a handful of earth, an act many saw as a symbol of his physical and political return to Bangladesh. Well, the 60-year-old leader addressed a large gathering of BNP supporters in Dhaka. The BNP took to social media showing him greeting the crowd in Dhaka from a bulletproof bus. From the airport to the rally venue, jubilant supporters greeted him on his journey. BNP leader called for an all-inclusive and tolerant Bangladesh where every community feels safe and heard. Referencing Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, Rahman said he had a vision where Muslims, Buddhists, Christians and Hindus live together in peace.
American civil rights activist Martin Luther King, in a public speech, said, "I have a dream. Like him, I want to say, I have a plan for Bangladesh. If all of you support us, then my plan will be successful. Today, irrespective of religion or political party, we must maintain peace and silence in the country."
Well, he's now scheduled to meet his ailing mother, former Prime Minister Khalida Zia, who remains hospitalized in the Bangladeshi capital. An aspiring Prime Minister, Rahman fled to London in 2008, alleging political persecution under the Awami League government led by Sheikh Hasina. Since Hasina's fall from power last August, Rahman has been acquitted of several major charges, including a life sentence handed down in absentia over a 2004 attack on a Hasina rally. He's consistently denied these charges. Well, his return comes at a volatile moment. Bangladesh has remained on edge following the killing of controversial student leader Osman Hadi. The unrest has since spiraled into arson attacks on newspaper offices and the brutal lynching of a Hindu minority citizen. These incidents have drawn sharp criticism, especially from neighboring India. On December 23rd, thousands took to the streets in India to condemn the killing. Dhaka has since suspended visa services for Indian citizens. New Delhi, though, has continued issuing visas, citing broader humanitarian concerns. Well, Tarique Rahman returns to a nation fractured by unrest, diplomatic strain and unresolved questions of accountability. Whether his homecoming steadies Bangladesh's political fault lines or deepens them may soon define the country's next chapter. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Nasir Uddin, senior journalist, joining us live now from Dhaka. Welcome to the programme. So what could this return, do you think, mean politically and socially in Bangladesh?
Thank you, Kerry. A very good evening from Dhaka. Well, Tarique Rahman's return to Bangladesh, undoubtedly, it marks a huge happening after 17 long years in exile. And it's undoubtedly a significant political event, especially as the national election in Bangladesh is fast approaching, which is scheduled on February 12th, 2026. And as the acting chairman of Bangladesh's leading political party, BNP, he is a top contender for the prime minister's position next time. So his return to the country after long 17 years, it has both political and social implications. Politically, it is sure to impact the whole landscape, because BNP was eagerly waiting for his home return, his homecoming, and it is sure to gear up their election campaign this time. And thereafter comes the question of BNP's momentum. BNP was plagued by its supremo, Khaleda Zia's long-time illness. She currently remains hospitalized. So Tarique Rahman is expected to lead the rally from the front. Okay, and thereafter comes the question of a huge shift in political dynamics, power dynamics, I should rather say, because Bangladesh's political landscape is a bit different compared to the very position it was in August last year, when Awami League was in power. The Awami League, led by ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, is currently banned in active politics, and thus it has been barred from participating in the next election.
Right, so forgive me for just jumping in there then. Given what you say, what about the timing of this return? Why now?
Okay, time is crucial because the whole environment was feeling the absence of leadership in general, because currently there is no political leadership in power. There is an interim government led by Professor Yunus in power. So Tarique Rahman's homecoming marks great timing, because essentially the timing of Tarique Rahman's return is strategic, driven by both political developments and personal circumstances. His mother, as I said before, former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, has been seriously ill, prompting an urgent trip back home. Additionally, the BNP is gearing up for the elections, and Tarique Rahman's leadership is crucial to energize supporters and shape the party's election campaign. Also, Tarique Rahman's return follows the ouster of Sheikh Hasina's Awami League government in August 2024, which cleared the legal barriers that had delayed his return previously. He has been acquitted of all charges, including money laundering and a case related to a plot to assassinate Hasina since then. So his timing of homecoming is significant.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, Nasir Uddin. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's shift our focus now to Iran. Tehran has once again seized a ship in Gulf waters, reviving concerns over maritime security in one of the world's most critical oil routes. The latest incident adds to a growing list of tanker seizures that Iran says are linked to fuel smuggling. Iran's Revolutionary Guards, or IRGC, seized an oil tanker in the Gulf on Wednesday. According to an Iranian official, the ship was carrying 4 million litres of smuggled fuel. Officials said the vessel was boarded by IRGC forces as it was leaving Iranian waters with 16 foreign crew members on board. Iran has not disclosed the ship's flag or ownership. Iranian officials said the tanker was involved in illegal fuel trafficking. The IRGC also often intercepts such vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, a key global route for oil and gas shipments. Fuel is heavily subsidized in Iran, making it cheap locally and highly profitable for smugglers to sell it abroad. But this is not the first time Iran's seizure of an oil tanker has made headlines. Earlier this month, on December 12th, Iranian authorities seized another tanker, this time in the Sea of Oman. Well, that vessel had 18 foreign crew members from South Asia on board.
In line with the relentless fight against the heads of fuel smuggling networks and major fuel smugglers, yesterday in the waters of the Sea of Oman and the waters under the sovereignty of our beloved country, a foreign ship with more than 6 million litres of smuggled fuel was seized by the officers. This ship did not have any documents or records regarding its cargo or its sea voyage, and it had turned off the navigation and position indicating systems of the ship and did not pay attention to the officer's command to stop.
Well, this latest seizure follows action by the United States just days earlier off the coast of Venezuela. Washington seized a tanker it said was transporting oil linked to both Iran and Venezuela. The U.S. has imposed sanctions over alleged oil smuggling networks tied to Iran's Revolutionary Guards. But following a U.S. operation in June in which 3 Iranian nuclear facilities were hit, Tehran has been openly critical of Washington. Since that incident, relations between Iran and the United States have become increasingly strained.
The United States must be held accountable for its interference in regional affairs and the crimes it has committed, which have resulted in countless deaths. Regrettably, however, the United States is staying on the same wrong path.
Well, Iran has a long history of seizing ships in the Persian Gulf and nearby waters. The region is a vital artery for global oil and gas supplies. Over the years, Tehran has accused many tankers of smuggling fuel, though such claims are often disputed internationally. But with ship seizures becoming more frequent, the world will continue to nervously watch how this impacts maritime trade and operations. We shift our focus now to rising tensions along the Thailand-Cambodia border, where a religious symbol has become the latest flashpoint in an already volatile territorial dispute. India has reacted strongly to the demolition of a statue of Lord Vishnu near the Thai-Cambodian frontier. New Delhi called the act disrespectful, pointing out that it hurts the sentiments of followers across the world. The statue, built in 2014, was allegedly destroyed earlier this week by Thai military engineers using heavy machinery. Footage showing the Vishnu idol being toppled by a bulldozer circulated widely on social media, triggering outrage not just in Cambodia, but across the region, including India. Well, responding to the incident, India's Ministry of External Affairs said Hindu and Buddhist deities are deeply revered across Southeast Asia, forming part of a shared civilizational heritage.
We have seen reports on the demolition of a statue of a Hindu religious deity built in recent times and located in an area affected by the ongoing Thailand-Cambodia border dispute. Hindu and Buddhist deities are deeply revered and worshipped by people across the region as part of our shared civilizational heritage. Notwithstanding territorial claims, such disrespectful acts hurt the sentiments of followers around the world and should not take place. We once again urge the two sides to return to dialogue and diplomacy, to resume peace and avoid any further loss of lives and damage to property and heritage.
A day after India's statement, Thai authorities issued a clarification. Bangkok said the structure was not a registered religious site and claimed it was dismantled for security and area management reasons. The Prime Minister said a destroyed statue cannot compare to soldiers' lives, as Thailand viewed the statue as a symbol erected by Cambodia to assert its sovereignty.
The actions were not intended to involve religion, beliefs, or disrespect any sacred entities, but were solely for the purpose of area management and security, following the Thai side's regaining control of areas under Thailand's sovereignty.
Diplomatic war of words comes against the backdrop of a much deadlier conflict. Border clashes between Thailand and Cambodia reignited earlier this month, reviving a long-running dispute over colonial-era demarcations along their 800-kilometre border. The fighting has killed dozens on both sides and displaced close to 1 million people. Cambodia has accused Thai forces of damaging ancient temple ruins, while Thailand says Cambodian troops have used heritage sites for military positioning. Well, amid mounting international concern, there's now a cautious diplomatic opening. Thai and Cambodian officials have begun fresh rounds of talks at a border checkpoint in a Thai province. So whether diplomacy can prevail to revive peace between Thailand and Cambodia remains unclear. But for now, dialogue has begun, offering a narrow window to de-escalate one of Southeast Asia's most sensitive border conflicts. Now let's turn to a major development in the global space race. Russia is planning to place a power plant on the moon within the next decade. Russia's state space agency Roscosmos says it intends to build a lunar facility by 2036 to support its long-term moon missions and a joint research station with China. The project is being developed with the Lavochkin Association. Now that's a major Russian aerospace company. And while Roscosmos has not explicitly used the word nuclear, the participation of Russia's state nuclear corporation Rosatom and the Kurchatov Institute, the country's leading nuclear research body, strongly points to a nuclear-based power system. Well, the proposed plant would be expected to supply continuous energy to lunar rovers, scientific observatories and core infrastructure for a Russian-Chinese international lunar research station. Reports suggest that nuclear power would allow operations to continue during the moon's long, dark nights, a major limitation for solar energy. Roscosmos said the project marks a shift from short one-time missions to a permanently functioning scientific presence on the moon. According to the agency, this is a first step towards sustained lunar exploration. Russia's space ambitions, however, have faced setbacks in recent years. In August 2023, the unmanned Lunar 25 spacecraft crashed during a landing attempt, dealing a serious blow to Moscow's lunar program. Well, Russia has long taken pride in its space legacy, dating back to its Sputnik satellite in 1957, and then in 1961 when Yuri Gagarin became the first human to travel into space. And now Moscow is trying to reassert itself as the US and China push ahead with ambitious moon programs. Meanwhile, the US also plans to deploy a nuclear reactor on the moon by 2030. NASA has said that such a system is essential for maintaining a sustainable human presence and supporting future missions to Mars. US officials have openly described the current push as a race for long-term lunar control. International law currently prohibits nuclear weapons in space, but does allow nuclear energy systems under specific safety rules. Well, this has opened the door for power plants beyond Earth. The moon is also an attractive choice for its resources. Scientists believe it may hold vast quantities of helium-3, that's a rare isotope on Earth, as well as rare earth metals used in advanced technology. With this move, Russia is signaling that the next phase of space exploration is no longer just about symbolic firsts, but more about a permanent presence, strategic resources, and power beyond Earth. That's all we have time for on the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.